Michael Kunkel, the Truth Spitter. Terry C., how y'all doing this evening? Welcome on to the live stream. EagleNick, AUDIT. You know what I mean, VERN? We're trying to set up in a different area this time because there's actually some shade right here. Everywhere else that I usually do my live streams, it's real sunny, and I didn't want to get real sunburned. Good evening, Alan Davis. Great to see you, brother. EagleNick is doing pretty doggone good. Now, except the left side of my head is stopped up. I can't hear out of it, out of my left ear. I apologize if I'm a little louder than usual. For the ones that's never heard me before, I apologize for being so loud. But hey, it is what it is. Good evening, Jeffrey Williams, EagleNick, AUDIT. You know what I mean, VERN? I hope you and the boys are doing okay, Jeff. Especially Brody. I ain't seen no Brody in a long time. But we are on the hunt. You know what I mean, VERN? We're looking for them there Dalton City Police Department officers, Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officers, or the Georgia State Patrol. Yeah, Jeff, the only way I got to get around is a bicycle, so unless you're pretty close by, I doubt if I would be able to make it. Good evening, First Cab 6869. You know what I mean, VERN? Make them toe that line. They're getting used to me setting up in certain areas. Now, they used to park right over yonder, on just right there beside the car wash. And then they used to park down here a little farther to the south on the other side of the road all the time, but I kept running them out of them little honey holes. Haven't seen any of the Dalton Police Department sitting in either one of them two spots in a few months now. Good evening, Paladin. Is this that have gun will travel Paladin? I always liked that Western have gun will travel. There goes one Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officer right there just went by. If I had been looking to the south, we'd have got a better look at him, but he was hauling ass when he went by here. The speed limit ain't but 35. Too bad he didn't get stopped at the light. Then we could have got a real good view of his car. You know what I mean, Vern? So where do you live at, Jeff? And when are you having that 4th of July party, Resaca? Good afternoon, Jugalassus. How are you doing this evening, Jug? Great to see you again. Friday on the 4th. I have to go up there and see them money blood-sucking vampires at the Georgia Probation Services Incorporated on July the 3rd and pay that last monthly probation fee. And then I will be off probation on July the 18th. Good evening, Thomas Reed. You know what I mean, Vern? I sure do. UPS. Here goes a Hamilton Medical Center, Hamilton Emergency Medical Services ambulance. There went Domino's. Did somebody call Domino's? Somebody must have called Domino's. Good evening, Tubal Kane. And a very good evening to you, Andy. Pinned message. How you doing, brother? Great to see you. Welcome on to the live stream. Hello.
Hello.
Now, they were friendly when they come by. I said hello, and the lady said hello back. But I found me a little bit of shade here, so I figured I'd try to get in a live stream if I can. Now, I didn't think I was going to make it out of the house today. Hey! That old girl in that red truck, that like she was having a mental health episode, hollering like that. But I was saying I didn't think I was going to make it out and about today. This is the first time I've been out today. I'd been dealing severely with them panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Causing me to have some daggum weird dreams, if you know what I mean, Vern. I be dreaming about people that I've never seen before. Now that is crazy when you have dreams about people you do not know. Now I've done that before and ended up meeting them people in one way, shape, or form. I hope it don't happen this time, because this was a little bit weird of a dream. Hello, Yao Guzag. I'm sorry I do not speak that language. I don't know what you said, but hello and welcome on to the live stream. Well, if I was going to name a tractor for an edit, I would say Kubota. EagleNick does not support John Deere anymore, because John Deere is moving their production from the United States to Mexico. But Kenny Chesney said she thinks my tractor's sexy. You know what I mean, Vern? She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on. Yee-haw. Hello to you, Homer 240. Well, my friend that I work with to pay that there blood money to them blood money sucking vampires at the Georgia Probation Services Incorporated, who collects blood money for the city of Dalton, Georgia, he has a Kubota piece of equipment, and he does pretty good with it. But EagleNick does not support John Deere, because John Deere's moving their production to Mexico. You would think an American company would be satisfied making billions of dollars of profit. Yet, lo and behold, John Deere is not satisfied with the billions of dollars in profit they made last year. They are moving their production from within the United States. I don't know what that... I don't know what that dude's problem is on that bicycle. He was screaming something. I don't know what he is saying. Somebody called the law on him screaming like that. Yeah, I don't know about that, Jeff. I've been suffering a lot with panic attacks. It depends on whether or not I'm experiencing any panic attacks or anxiety attacks on that day. You can message me on Facebook around 10 or 11 o'clock that morning and I'll let you know something. My panic attacks and my anxiety attacks gets pretty severe at times, and I do not want to leave the house. I mean, I don't even go outside my driveway. We are here at the corner of Bryant Avenue and Thornton Avenue, right across from the Advanced Auto Parts, right here at the Junk Man and Son. We're on these steps because it's a little shady right here. And I don't know what that old dude's problem is on that bicycle. He was hollering something crazy. He was hollering something about license or something about him coming across the road. I don't know. Now, he went over there to the Dalton Beverage and Liquor store. So I don't know if he was going in there to buy him some liquor or what, but he may come across the road right here after he leaves that bar liquor store. So we'll find out. Maybe we can find out what he was saying. I couldn't really pick it up with my ears, so I doubt for sure that the phone would have been able to hear him. Good evening, Melissa. Is that sweet Melissa that the Allman Brothers sang about? All the boys back home, they run to sweet Melissa. We are wherever you want us to be at, Melissa. But actually, we are here in Dalton, Georgia, the carpet capital of the world. Just let me say, I love your name, Melissa. I actually have been in love with a couple of girls that their name was Melissa at one time or another. We are getting a shout out to EagleNick. You are very welcome, Melissa. We got a shout out to EagleNick. Good evening, Billy Burns. You know what I mean, Burns? Great to see you this evening. How you doing? How you doing? EagleNick AUDIT. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh, EagleNick has people watching him all over the world, Melissa. I got people that subscribe from Canada, all over the UK, all throughout the United States of America. Please be sure to subscribe, sweet Melissa, if you have not already done so, and it would be so greatly appreciated. You know what I mean, Vern? Good evening, JJ. Joshua, how you doing? Great to see you this evening. JJ Escador. Joshua, I believe I'll just call you Joshua. Or JJ, either way. It's up to you. You know what I mean, Vern? Well, that is actually about what time it is here in Dalton, Georgia. It is probably close to that time. I'm not 100% for sure about the time, but I'd say that is accurate. Boy, that old truck is loud. Good evening, Tennessee Transparency News. Welcome on to EagleNick Audit's live stream. Now I'm about 40 miles away from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Here in Dalton, Georgia, the carpet capital of the world. Thank you so much for subscribing, JJ. Yeah, the one thing I always liked about the 4th of July is you usually was going to run into some watermelon. Usually going to run into some watermelon. Now, he liked to blow his horn. Now, there's a whole lot of people that knows EagleNick. There goes one of them roach coaches. Now, right before I went live, there was a ugly little beat up piece of crap, silver looking minivan was headed south, came by, and I don't know if it was the driver or the passenger told me to get the fuck out of the road. I hollered back and told them to come back and make me, and they just kept right on going like a couple of chicken shits. Yeah, that truck just had pulled, that big white truck pulling the trailer just had pulled out of that Advanced Auto Parts. I guess that Domino's driver back. Yeah, they told me to get the F out the road. I told them to F and make me to come on back, and they just kept on going. That is one of the main reasons I chose this spot to sit down and do a live stream to see if they had any nerve or backbone and wanted to come back and say anything else. But I think they're scared, if you know what I mean, Vern. Now that guy there wasn't wearing his seatbelt. He shouldn't be making it apparent. If they see him not wearing a seatbelt, they'll give him a ticket. Yeah, as I was riding down through here, of course, I was riding on the side of the highway. You know, Georgia has share the road. That means that vehicles are supposed to share the road with a bicycle. Under the new Georgia bicycle safety laws, they are supposed to give you 3 feet. Now, they can continue going to the same speed they was if the speed limit is 25 miles an hour or slower. If it is faster than 25, they have to slow down. We are coming up on 28 minutes on the live stream. We've had one Whitfield County Sheriff's Department officer headed north came by. I've not seen any Dalton City Police Department officers. Now, they normally travel up and down this highway all the time. Maybe they are avoiding this area because they know EagleNick is live. Got an ambulance coming. What's going on?
What's going on, Wolf?
Just sitting here watching them come by and go by.
Making video?
Yeah, we're live streaming. But depending on what's going on, they could be either a fire truck or a city cop come riding down through here for long. You want to say hey to anybody on YouTube?
I got arrested up in Whitfield or
You want to say it on the camera?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Yeah, I ride my bicycle and got 2 passport conditions in Barnell.
You're kidding on a bicycle.
On a sunny day. So,
Now, he was riding his bicycle in Barnell, Georgia on a sunny day and got a too fast for conditions. You believe that? You know what I mean, Vern? Don't that sound like a bunch of load of bullshit?
yeah, but got 2 passport conditions. Then he starts, he had harassed my old lady and her family once before this. And threatened her, said because her car had got stolen.
Yeah.
And threatened her and said if she knowed anything about it and this and that, she just woke up out of bed.
Yeah.
And after that, he pulled him over 3 other times looking for me, apparently.
That sounds like you got pulled over for a retaliatory stop then.
Yeah, and they violated my civil rights all the way around.
Yes, sir. I know they're bad about that. Was that the Tunnel Hill Police Department?
Yeah, Barnell.
Barnell?
Yep, Justin Smalls. Lieutenant Justin Smalls or whatever.
Oh, a lieutenant even. You believe that, folks? A lieutenant with the Barnell Police Department. pulled him over on a sunny day and charged him with going too fast for conditions on a bicycle.
Hell, all the other cops at the jail, they laughing at it. And in Murray County Jail, they told me, they said, I ain't no lawyer or nothing. One of the cops did. He said,
Yeah.
I asked you a question. What was it a motorized bicycle
Yeah.
or what? You know what I mean? I said, no, I was pedaling. He said, what the hell? He said, he looked up the law for me and everything. He said, if I was you, I'd probably fight that because it says that you have to be in a vehicle to get too fast.
It does, a motor vehicle.
Yeah. It was just really, though, if it was that.
Have you done been to court over it?
Yeah, I continued it, and I went to file a complaint, a harassment complaint.
Yeah.
And I got the forms, and then they pulled up, made me wait till the end in court, and pulled up 3 old traffic tickets from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it really had me down thinking about everything.
That all sounds retaliatory to me, brother. I swear it does.
Like when he pulled me over, if you're pulling me over for a traffic incident, why are you going to follow me and not blue light me and then pass me when I wave you around?
Yep.
And circle the block and come to the front so you can get view of me to see if I was the person you thought I was.
Yeah, retaliatory.
Yeah. And fucking, they know I can't afford a lawyer. They know.
Yep. Oh, I know. That's how they are here in Dalton too, man. They love to violate people's rights. I tell you. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. He started first. He said, "I pulled you over because you violate or you too fast for conditions, but you would have stopped me right then if I was violating my safety or anybody else's." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he did stop me, the second thing he thought out was, "Oh, you're the one who stole that car."
Yeah. Yep. That's definitely a retaliatory stop.
7 months before I got pulled over about the shit, and they questioned me like, if you couldn't do nothing about it then, why try to do something about it now and harass somebody and their family?
They're like that, man. They're dirty. They'll stop you hoping you'll have something on you. The thing about it is, if they stop you, your stop is an unlawful stop. Georgia does not have a stop and ID law for pedestrians unless he witnessed you committing a crime. You cannot be committing a crime on a damn bicycle, especially too fast for conditions. That means you would have to been going faster than the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
And
ain't even got yellow line.
pedaling a bicycle, you're not going to get going that fast.
Oh no, I'm going down here, but still, it don't matter. I was just stopped at a stop sign. There's no lane, yellow line, or nothing on this road. It's a neighborhood, a community neighborhood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people are allowed to ride bikes,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, man. Hell, I got took to jail for not telling on my brother one day.
Yeah, they're dirty about that. See, that's the thing about it. That's a violation of your Fifth Amendment rights that you don't got to say nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll try to tell you, no, you don't have to answer questions that incriminate you, but you do got to talk to us. Now, that ain't the truth. The truth is the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution says you don't have to say jack shit to them. And the First Amendment, free speech, says you can tell that jackass to kick rocks. You know what I mean, VERN?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Steven, I'll see you later, man.
All right, man, you be careful out here.
Well, I'm going to try to find some change, something to drink.
I hear that.
You got cash out?
No. All right, be careful. I guess he don't have his cash app card with him. I just don't really like doing that. But that was one of my cousins right there. But he was saying that he got a driving too fast for conditions on a bicycle in Barnell, Georgia. Now, if that ain't a load of bullshit, I do not know what is. It was a retaliatory stop by a lieutenant with the Varnell Police Department that knows him. That is the way our law enforcement is. If you have ever did anything in your past, if they see you out and about, they naturally gonna assume that you are doing something wrong. And some of them will go to the extreme and use such tactics that is so clearly violating someone's constitutional rights, like pulling them over riding a bicycle, saying they are going too fast for conditions. Yeah, hey, I loved old Jim Barney. I loved his old power company commercials. I think it was the Southern Power Company was the one he did the commercials for. Good evening, when Larry sings. Great to see you, brother. How you doing? Now, we got a bunch of people walking up through here headed to the north. They'll be coming by us here for too long. Yeah, it has been extremely warm out here today in Dalton, Georgia. Finally stopped raining. It's been raining the past couple of days. Well, I do not know what the actual temperature is here, but I can guarantee you it's pretty doggone hot. Oh, yeah, I love his Mellow Yellow commercials. Especially the one where VERN shuts down the window on his fingers. But I always loved them power commercials because he would usually end up getting shocked. But in them power company commercials, he was usually destroying old VERN's property. There was one where he carried in a Christmas tree for VERN, and it was too big, and when he unleashed it, where it was tied up, it flew through his window and busted out his window. But I'm going to have to make sure to cut a short off of this live stream where my cousin was talking about he was stopped by a Varnell police lieutenant on a bicycle for going too fast for conditions. But we are coming up on 41 minutes on the live stream, so I guess we're going to get ready to end it. Oh, EagleNick is going to head on down to the south, give his live stream a chance to process and upload. If I go too much longer, it takes multiple hours for it to process and upload. But if I keep it fairly sure it processes pretty quick. And then I can get access to it to cut shorts off of it. But I would like to thank you all for coming on to the live stream. I pray that you all have a very blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. I don't know if I've ever seen the one where he was teaching hunting. I loved him in Ernest Saves Christmas, where he was playing that character, that hillbilly character, where he said he had poison snakes in the back of his pickup truck. He said they're poison. Peace and bacon grease. You know what I mean, Vern? EagleNick. AUDIT. Hello, Raza. How you doing? Good evening, piece of garbage. How you doing? Long time no see. Great to see you again. Where you been, Pisa? It's been a minute. I ain't seen you on here. I seen you comment maybe once or twice in the past few months. You all right, brother? Well, that answers my question. You're keeping out of trouble, so that is a good thing. You know what I mean, Vern? Good evening, pinned message. AKA I Up Creator. Andy, how you doing, brother? Great to see you this evening. But I was just fixing to end the live stream. I'm going to head on down towards the south back to the Eagle's Nest. Be sure to watch the live stream from the beginning. Now, I had my cousin come up on a bicycle and stopped here and talked to me and was telling us that he was stopped on his bicycle in Barnell, Georgia, and charged with too fast for conditions riding a bicycle on a sunny day by a lieutenant with the Barnell Police Department. Good evening, Nicole B. How you doing? Check out them rims. Them rims got red lights inside of them. I'm so very sorry to hear that. Piece of garbage. Piece of garbage. I hate to hear that, brother. I hope that is not why you have that username, because I'm here to tell you, brother, you are not a piece of garbage. I think you are a one fine gentleman. We all have our struggles in life. I will be praying for you, brother. This is the first time I've been out today out of the house because I've been suffering from severe anxiety attacks and panic attacks. But I had to get out to come up here toward town for just a little while, so I figured I was going to try my damnedest to get in a live stream if it kills me. But we are about to hit 48 minutes, and if I let it go for too much longer, it will take forever and a day for it to process and upload, and I want to try to let it get done pretty quick. I want to be able to cut a short off of here to where my cousin was talking about he was stopped by a Varnell police lieutenant on his bicycle and charged with going too fast for conditions. Thank you all for coming on to the live stream. Look, we finally got one gonna come by right now. Dalton Police Department, vehicle number 77. We are in Dalton, Georgia, the carpet capital of the world, 90 miles north of Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States of America. You know what I mean, Vern? But we are ending the live stream. Yes, sir, Georgia regulator. Good evening. Well, we got people coming in, so I might try to hang out a little bit longer. It may take it a little longer to process and upload, but hey, that's okay. This is the old Coca-Cola bottling plant in Dalton, Georgia, now home of the Junk Man and Son. Located right here on off the corner of Bright Avenue and Thornton Avenue in Dalton, Georgia. I bet he was surprised to see me sitting right here, because I don't usually do live streams right here too often, but this was the only spot I could find to where it was shady, where I wouldn't be out in direct sunlight. But be sure to watch the live stream from the beginning if you can. Check out where my cousin comes up on a bicycle and he parks his bike up here on the steps. He was talking about a lieutenant with the Varnell Police Department pulled him over on his bicycle and charged him with driving too fast for conditions. He said all the police officers at the jail was laughing about it. And he talked to a Murray County sheriff's officer, and they said that he should fight it in court, because you have to be in a vehicle to be charged with 2 fast for conditions. Now, that police lieutenant with the Barnell Police Department violated his constitutional rights. Georgia is not a stop and ID state for pedestrians. We do not have a stop and ID law for pedestrians unless they witness them committing a crime. Now, he said that police lieutenant knew him, knew his family, so it was completely 100% a retaliatory stop, which is harassment, as well as violating his constitutional rights. But there is crooked police officers everywhere, not just here in Dalton, Georgia. There is crooked police, crooked law enforcement spread throughout the United States, as well as I'm sure there's plenty of crooked government officials all over the world. It is nothing new. It is just new that people are starting to try and hold them accountable by recording their interactions. Yeah, I'm trying, piece of garbage, but it's hard when, some days I don't even want to get out of bed. My panic attacks and my anxiety attacks will be so severe. You wouldn't believe how bad they get when I have to sit up here in this damn Whitfield County courthouse over this bullshit charge. Yeah, that is the way it is, Brett, Georgia regulator. They want to have total control over everything. They do not want to be held accountable. Well, here's ambulance number 2. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about panic attacks or anxiety attacks. Now, if I was seeing a doctor and was prescribed some Valium or some Klonopins, it might help. You know, a nerve pill like a Klonopin. Hey, that sounds good, Michael Kunkel, the Truth Spitter. But thank you all so much for coming on to the live stream. I guess we're going to go ahead and end it. And I'm going to head on back toward the south back toward the eagle's nest. And I know I've done said that about 3 different times, but we are coming up on 57 minutes, and I don't want to let it run any farther. Thank you all so very much. Take care of yourselves, but please take care of each other. EagleNick. AUDIT. Yeah, Jug, I can't use that there, Mary J. Wanda, because it's illegal in the state of Georgia, and that would just add to my anxiety. I am EagleNick. Peace and bacon grease. You know what I mean, Vern. And I'm out.